Hello, everyone, and welcome to Small Potatoes. We are a show that discusses the insignificant, inconsequential, and often inappropriate tidbits of life that we feel deserve more attention. This is episode 2. I'm Spencer.
I'm Trevor.
And I'm Anthony. This week, we discussed a couple things. For example, the Great Calendar Debate.
It will go on for years.
By the way, 2 of us were right. Let's just get that out there. 2 of us were right in that. 1 person was wrong.
I resent that.
We also talk about driving and road rage and strangers being idiots and us being perfect drivers.
And people that take useless photos.
Oh my God, photos of the moon and stuff. Like we said, this is episode 2. Thanks for sticking with us. I hope you liked episode 1. I would assume you did, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But we are planning on releasing every episode 2 weeks apart. With the exception of this episode, which we just wanted to get it out to you guys, hear what we got.
For those bingers, we know who you are.
If you want to binge episode 1 and 2 at the same time, you can. And this is that. So we hope you enjoy. If you want to hear us talk about something that gets your gears grinding, then DM us, email us. We're at smallpotatoespod at Gmail, smallpotatoespod on Instagram, smallpotatoespod in the cloud. We're on the cloud, so check out the cloud for our exclusive cloud content.
Look, remember, it's all fun and games till someone cares. We don't, so it's all fun and games.
We're rolling.
So here's the chain of events.
Hello?
We all get together.
That's not our intro. Yeah, sing the theme song. Sing the theme song.
And yes, she's annoying. Give it to me. What's it called?
What's the name of the show?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this right now. Sunday is 100% the last day of the week. No, it's not the first day. It never was, and it never will be. Sunday's the last day. Of course you disagree, Spencer. Of course you disagree. Go ahead.
I disagree. I disagree because Sunday is when I prep for the week.
You prep for the week because it's the last day of the week.
No, I don't prep for
the upcoming
last week. I prep for the next week. So it's the first day I sit down. I'm like, okay, what's going to happen for this week? And I say this week, not next week.
Ready?
Because
Watch
I
this.
would say next week.
Ready? When in the business world.
God.
Sorry, I'm a business student. But in the business world, when you work on a project, at the end of the project, you go, all right, this is the end of the project. Let's figure out what we can do better. Let's get ready for the next project. At the end of the week, you get ready for the next week. That's just what happens.
No.
Also, if we're trying to be religious and we say on the 7th day he rested, well, everyone, a lot of people, not all religions, a lot of people are like, yo,
well, it depends what religion.
A lot of
religions are Saturday. Saturday is the 7th day. And I say a lot is Saturday.
I would say the majority.
You think the majority.
We're talking about the ones that were proven to be correct.
Jewish people, which is a lot of people, Saturday is the holy day, not Sunday.
What about the term the weekend? The weekend includes Sunday.
The weekend ends Saturday night.
No, it doesn't.
And then Sunday is like...
Oh, so Sunday's not the weekend? Is Sunday not the weekend now?
Okay, shut up. Every shut. When you see someone on Monday, you go, how was your weekend?
Right, because you don't see anybody on Sunday.
So Sunday wasn't a weekend?
If you see anybody on Sunday, you also ask them, hey, how was your weekend?
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
This is so
you absolutely
wrong.
do, because you do fun things. You do fun things Friday and Saturday, and you do nothing Sunday, right?
You go, happy weekend. It's the weekend. I love Sundays. I get to do nothing because it's the weekend.
And if you end up seeing someone on Sunday, you say, hey, how was the fun things that you did this weekend?
Spencer, scenario. It's Monday morning. You're at the water cooler. Let's say we all go to the office in the morning and everything's normal at the office. There's no sickness going around. And someone's like, hey, Spencer, how was your weekend? And, you ask someone else. You ask someone else, hey, Tom, how was your weekend? Oh, well, Me and the missus went down to Catalina on Saturday, and then on Sunday, my daughter had a sports game. And you go, well, actually, Tom, your daughter didn't have a sports game on the weekend because Sunday isn't the weekend.
That's exactly what I would say.
And then he punches you in the face.
This is exactly the scenario that would happen.
Because you're the worst kind of person. God.
Oh my goodness. I cannot.
Actually, that happened at the beginning of the week.
You know that, like, you know that I know I'm wrong, but, like, I can't say it. And so I'm just arguing that I'm not wrong.
I'm mad at you only because you chose your
This
side.
position.
You chose that position. But I'm also, most of my anger is for the world because I've seen calendars. I've seen how they put Sunday up there. And I definitely know.
Okay, ready? Here's how I would
Just
argue it.
Here's Saturday and Sunday need to be grouped together at all times. They don't need to be separated on opposite ends.
Here's how
of the,
I
of
would
the week.
argue. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's a weekend. Think of the weekend as, or the whole week as a bread loaf. There are two ends to the bread loaf. Sunday is one end. Saturday is the other end.
Yeah, no, and we're saying it's not a bread loaf.
But I'm saying that is what it is. So Sunday is the beginning. Yes, it's still a weekend.
Visually, I guess.
Yes, it's still the weekend. However, it's still the beginning of the week.
Yeah, you can find a metaphor that fits, but it doesn't make it true.
Some guy designed the calendar and he said he used this bread metaphor when he was explaining it at the group meeting that they were having. And they were like, I guess, fine. But we all know that's not true and it's not correct. Sunday's the last day. Sunday's the day where you go, fuck, here we go again. Let's get everything ready again.
I guess that is why they call it the Sunday Scaries, right?
Speaking of which, do you guys think that that Monday gets gets picked on a little bit? I think people, like, when I go to work on Mondays,
Yes.
the very first thing that I hear, it's just like, fuck Mondays.
Ugh, Mondays.
I had the worst morning this morning because it was Monday.
Just because it was Monday.
And I'm like, is you sure it's because you drank until 5 a.m. yesterday? And now you got up at 8 a.m. to go to work to talk to customers? You got a hangover? They're like, no, it's Monday.
Well, it was the weekend.
I once dated this guy who was convinced that Tuesdays were worse than Mondays only because everyone hated Mondays so much that they just, like, glossed over how bad Tuesdays are. Like, Tuesdays are just as bad.
Tuesdays are not great.
And probably worse because, like, you're expecting to have, like, a better day because it's not Monday, but it's still a shit day.
It's the farthest from the weekend.
It's so far from the weekend.
Yeah,
Thursdays, underrated. Thursday has a great energy.
I agree.
Thursday, everyone's like, we're almost there, guys. It's all good. Some people even go out. Like, tomorrow's Friday. Don't even have to worry.
Yeah, I feel like Thursday happy hour is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Thursdays are good because I always think they're Fridays. I always think it's Friday on a Thursday. And then I get let down when I realize it's a Thursday. But actually, Thursdays are just kind of good days.
Mm-hmm.
But I always think that it's a Friday.
Thursdays aren't bad.
Specifically Friday night, just because if you're just like, I've got extra time. I've got so much time. Saturday, you're like, I'm running out of time. I still can do stuff. But it's almost like you waited through the entire week to do all of the things you have to do.
How sad is that? Is as soon as the weekend starts, you're like, I'm running out of time.
Now.
Like, shit.
Well, that's right. Yeah, Saturday, like, gotta go to, like, Lowe's. You gotta, like, buy, like, light bulbs.
No, you do Lowe's on
Like,
Sunday. You do Lowe's on Sunday when, like,
is the chore day.
it's chore day because it's the last day before the new week.
Wrong.
See, I like Sunday to be, for at least for me, I like Sunday to be like the watch a Nicolas Cage movie day. Like, I did the work on Saturday. Sunday, I get to kind of like relax, do a little bit of homework, but not too much.
So, should we address the listeners in the room?
Oh, hi, listeners.
What? Are you recording me?
Welcome to Small Potatoes, our podcast.
I'm where?
This is the podcast where we talk about the little things in life of little consequence that we think deserve more attention or deserve less attention.
little things that people make way too big of a deal over, you know?
Yeah, or the things that we want to make a bigger deal of that people don't make a big enough deal of.
And I would like to preface, I think the idea behind why we talk about this is we all care about things and we all have the right to care about things. But sometimes the specific thing that we care about or don't care about just doesn't really matter.
So dumb.
It's very unimportant.
It's just kind of ridiculous.
And we are here to talk about those things. So, for example, Monday, first day of the week. Sunday, last day of the week.
Sunday, first day of the week. Oh, sorry, did I?
So that's something that
Living such an antiquated life, Spencer. Get with the real world, the modern world.
that is something that we care about so much. Others might not. And at the end of the day, we realize it doesn't fucking matter because we didn't create the calendar. Some other man did.
I think Gregory did.
So
Some guy named Greg.
I always imagined that every single detail about humanity was always pitched at a meeting. Like Greg pitched the calendar at the meeting.
The Gregorian calendar.
And I always also imagine like it's someone that they don't expect to like have good ideas to pitch the idea. It's like the intern. They're like, Greg, you're not supposed to talk during our meetings. He's like, guys. The calendar. Okay. Slightly smaller potatoes. Okay, so when I was recently, the last time I was on a plane, I was flying and it was nighttime, and the situation happened where I'm sitting on the window and all of our windows are open and we're flying above the clouds and the moon is off in the distance to our right. And it is so big, right? So beautiful, so big. And then I'm just staring at it for so long, listening to like my podcast or like music or whatever. And out of the corner of my eye, I see a flash. And I look to the seat in front of me, and there is someone taking pictures of the moon.
With the flash on.
Now, I stopped looking at the moon because I wanted to look through their viewfinder, their camera, their phone, to see just how well that photo was going to come out and just how many more pictures that they were going to take of the moon. And they took so many. I literally chose. I was 30,000 feet up in the air, and I chose to look through this person's camera instead because I knew they were going to come out shitty. And they came out shitty. But they kept taking more pictures. And they kept doing the zoom or like the focusing, trying to focus on the moon.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care how many new cameras they put on the iPhone. Get me a camera that can take a picture of the goddamn moon. What is so hard about that?
DSLR.
Why haven't we figured it out?
Here's the thing. I know people have exacerbated this conversation before where like people take like videos at concerts and it's just like, who is this for? Like, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that I care even less about someone thinking in their head. They probably go, yeah, taking a video at a concert is dumb, but I'm closer to the moon right now. So this is the perfect opportunity to take a picture through a JetBlue window.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what goes on in their mind. They think that they have a special opportunity now that they're 30,000 feet closer to the moon. And it just doesn't work. And the fact that they don't even stop and realize that they're being dumb was what makes me mad, because it's like, who are you going to show? No one's going to care. No one's going to care. You're not even going to care later. You're just going to keep it in the camera roll, never look at it again, but you're also going to be like, I did do this intentionally, so I might not delete them right now.
This reminds me of the recent event, the conjuncture. Is that what it was called? When Jupiter and Saturn were really close together?
Yes.
And so many people, my husband included, were on the roof taking iPhone photos of the conjuncture that just... I feel so bad, but I was just like, what are you doing? Like I get that this is like a once in a lifetime chance to see this. However, your photo
20 years actually
does not do it justice, like at all. Like how does that make sense in your mind to take a picture of that?
Space is so cool.
Oh yeah.
But literally anyone else with a DSLR took a better photo than you and already posted it. So you don't need it. It's not like because of the fact that it's not on your camera roll, you're not going to remember it. like everyone else remembered it. And some people who are professionals took better photos, you know?
And that's what you can show your kids and be like, look, this is what I saw.
Now I'm going to go through my camera roll right now and prove that I take shitty photos too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not high horsing and saying I'm better than everybody else. I just think that, wow, please don't take that photo. Also, it was nighttime.
Oh my
People
God.
are trying to sleep on this plane.
Last night I was on the 134 freeway, which in Los Angeles is the freeway that kind of goes across the hills and overlooks kind of the whole city, like in the valley of the hills. And it's such a pretty view. The 134 has a great view. And I was driving, and yesterday I was like, I'm going to try to snap a pic of the valley of the city because it looks really cool right now, which is a smaller order than taking a picture of the moon or any celestial objects. But for some reason, the night mode thing popped on because it was nighttime.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't just take a picture. It has to like sit there for 3 seconds. And so it just kept coming out like weird and blurry. And I was just like, can you just, I was driving too, obviously. So I was like being very unsafe and like trying to fumble with it while looking at the road, while kind of swerving a little bit, not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a picture because it was so difficult.
Yeah, literally. So I just looked on my phone, just kind of went through the camera roll. And I will say, I'm a victim. I took a picture of me at the Mumford & Sons concert. They haven't even come on yet. It's just like where we were sitting.
You're not even in the
like,
picture, are you? It's just a picture of the stage.
No, it's a picture of the back of people's heads. It's a picture of the stage with one blue light on the stage. The no band is out right now. Not even the openers are out.
Look, they're gonna be there.
And it's like, why did I take this photo? It was back
Why
in...
do you still have the photo?
I'm mad at myself now. August 3rd of 2019. I don't delete photos. That's the thing. That makes me so mad. I'm mad at myself for doing it. See, look. I'm mad at everyone else who does it, but I'm also mad that I did that. I wasted one photo that I will never delete.
We always feel stupid when we do
I
it.
do that all the time. Whenever fall comes around in Utah, the leaves are so gorgeous. And every single time I whip out my camera, I'm like, wow, look at those leaves. I take the picture. And then nothing.
Okay.
Nothing else happens after that. I don't send it to anyone. I don't look at it ever again.
I have a story. I was working one day at a job that we all used to work at. And my girlfriend was going to a Green Day concert. Her cousin, I'll tell you how crazy this job was. Her cousin is like, hey, I can't go to the Green Day concert anymore. Sorry. But just give the ticket to someone else. So my girlfriend goes, hey, Anthony, do you want this ticket? We have to leave right now. And I'm at work for another 4 hours. I go, sure. Packed up and left. No one ever knew I left work.
What?
Literally to this day, no one ever found out I left work 4 hours early.
Oh, because it was.
Yes.
I don't know if I should say the company name.
No, yeah,
But yeah.
because it was that job.
Oh my God.
Anyways, so funny.
You
I
could get
literally
away with that.
left work. I got away with it, but when we got there, surprisingly, it was a great Green Day show. It was like I had never been to a Green Day show.
You know what's funny? I also went to a Green Day concert when someone said, I have this free Green Day ticket. We have to leave right now. Let's go. And I said, yeah, let's go. And we went, and that's how I saw Green Day live. Was literally someone had an extra
Revolution
ticket
Radio,
and we just had to
right?
go right away. Yeah.
Revolution Radio.
Same tour.
Okay, so here's the thing.
That's so funny.
At that show, I decided. Oh my goodness, I felt so good too. Even though I've become, I'm a victim. I've done it too. I'm, I'm not innocent in this matter. But I decided not to pull my phone out at all during this concert because I realized I'm at a rock show. I'm gonna have a good time. You know, if there's anything to pull out, it's a lighter, but I don't have that. So I'm having a good time, and like 2 songs in, Billy starts talking on the microphone, and he basically just starts chewing out. He just starts making fun of all the people who are taking videos currently. And he's like, that is so stupid that you are doing that. Put your phones away. Enjoy this time right now. And it was so uncomfortable because they all cheered right before he said that. And then he starts making fun of them. And all of the people just kind of be like, yeah. And they kind of like put their phone away, pretending like they didn't have it out. It was so awkward. Like,
That's so
because
badass,
you know
though.
that they were embarrassed. They were so
That's so rock
embarrassed.
star. That's so Green Day.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And some people had to like double down and be like, fuck it, I'm going to keep recording, you know? Because I already decided to do it. So I just felt so good though, because I was like, whew, I did not have my phone out, and good thing, because it paid off. Because the people next to me, they had to like put their phones away and like still like keep the mood of like, yeah, I'm having a good time. Now I just got embarrassed, but I'm still having a good time. So yeah.
That's great.
That was my small potatoes about taking photos when you shouldn't, but also at the same time, I understand. Take photos of whatever you want to. Sometimes
It's
I
an
take photos
impulse.
of something that's on my back, and I'm like, what is that thing? So sometimes when I'm scrolling through my photos now, I'll just see it, and I'm like, what? I literally never delete anything. So it'll just be like blurry photos that I'll have.
Yeah, of the back of your head. I take pictures of the back of my neck if I'm not sure about my hairline. I'll just. But it takes a few attempts
Yeah.
to get the angle right.
Also, being in school, so many screenshots of like things. Oh
So
my
many
goodness.
pictures of
Oh
like
my
notes.
god,
Of, like,
so many
shit.
screenshots of notes and homework.
Pages to read.
I'll still
Cheating.
go through my photos. And I'll see just like a string of like maybe 200 photos, like so many that are just of textbooks, of the whiteboard, of something, of a live stream, of something that's like on, like literally so many things. And I just didn't delete it. I'm like, there's 150 photos here of the same page of the textbook, but it was just blurry. So I had to like get the, how the textbooks fold in the center.
Yeah.
So you had to like crease it out. Yep.
Totally.
Thanks, college. Thanks, school. Thanks, high school and college.
I'm so glad college is over.
It's almost.
I don't go to
Right.
college anymore.
Hire us.
I'm a low-level employee myself, bub.
So we're college graduates. Hire us and pay us more money. That's why we got degrees.
You know what I did with my degree? I got a service job.
Okay. Anybody have any other things?
Yeah, I have one more that we could be quick
Okay.
because there's not much expanding on it. Anthony, I think you'll appreciate this one.
All right.
When someone honks at you and they're wrong, ooh, it's so delicious. Yum, 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 yum. It's so satisfactory. When someone honks at you and you can turn back and go, no, sir, that was not my fault. That was the person in front of me. Or better yet, that was you.
Yeah.
That was your fault. Oh,
Here's
it's
what
one
I
of the
will say
best
this.
feelings.
What makes me mad though is sure I know I'm right, but because they honked at me, is me just thinking that they're gonna go about their day thinking that they were right.
Oh yeah.
And that's what pisses me off.
That's
They need to know they were wrong. And I literally just remembered this moment yesterday, Spencer.
the stop sign.
Yes.
I
Okay.
know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So I mean, like, you can definitely chime in to tell the story from your perspective.
No, you please.
But Spencer and I were working together, and we were valets, and I was driving a car, and I was at a little intersection, and Spencer was was close enough to be able to like watch it from from the valet stand.
Yeah, I was just sitting and watching.
And there was a stop sign. There was a stop sign where this guy was driving through the intersection, and then it was my right of way. It was my turn. This guy cuts me off, blows through the stop sign, and like, oh my goodness, it was just it might have been Monday. I might have been extra angry that day because it was Monday. Sorry, Monday. But I blew up. This guy, it might have been prompted by him honking at me first, being like, "What are you doing?" But I immediately rolled down the window and just started yelling at this guy. We're both sitting in the intersection, and I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like, dude, I got so angry. And because the thing was, is I knew I was 100% right.
I love road rage.
This guy blew through a stop sign, and I was so happy to be fully right, to the point where I could just like, a guy who's at least double my age.
Oh yeah,
at
this
least
guy's
double
in
my
his
age,
50s for sure.
was wrong.
Mhm.
Oh, he was wrong, and I knew it. So I got to just chew out this guy, just like, oh my goodness, like I got to make fun of him and like actually drive it in with like all of my cursing, and have this guy just be like, no, and I'm like, no,
Well, what
fuck
was-
you were
What's
wrong.
so funny is that every single day we would watch people blow by the stop sign. And so like we know that that's just like a thing that
Yeah.
people do. And so
That's
this
true.
time, Anthony just happens to also like be leaving like just at the same time. And so people need to respect the stop sign. And me just sitting there, like probably 100 yards away from where like the stoplight is. And Anthony rolling down the window and just hearing him scream at this guy, like just
Amazing.
leaning like all the way over with the thing down, like, you can't do that. Like, that is a stop sign. You had to stop. Oh. And this guy, just the smugness on his face of like, I can do whatever I want. I'm not getting in trouble. But
Yeah.
he did not feel remorseful whatsoever.
No, people never do.
But then I started
People
making
never
fun
do.
of him. But then I started making fun. I was like, dude, you are so dumb. And I could only imagine what it must have felt like to hear a kid yelling at him like that for teaching him how to drive.
We're
I
like
was
19
literally like,
years
no.
old, just screaming at this guy.
And I will say, another similar situation about honking when you were at fault. Same job. I am driving back to the. I'm walking back to the podium after I dropped off a car where Spencer is presiding. He's at the podium, and I'm walking back across an intersection with an actual light. And this happens all the time to people when they go walk across the intersection where the light turns green. So the people who are turning right, they have to wait for you to cross so that they can go behind you. So I start to cross because it was green, and the crosswalk sign came on, and then a older man in his 50s again, older white guy just pulls up, and he's in a Corvette, so douchebag already. Almost hits me. He literally doesn't see it. Of course he doesn't see it.
I think we were together.
Almost hits me. Literally gets like maybe feet away from me, like, and then has to like abruptly stop because he almost hit me. So I turn around and I flip the guy off. I immediately turn around and be like, you suck. Thanks for almost killing me. Thanks for my life almost ending right here, right now at 19 years old. And I flip him off.
I did that the other day, but I was driving. I was the guy.
Well,
I was the guy in the
then
Corvette.
you know what it's like to be wrong.
Yeah.
So guess what?
Yeah.
We've all kind of maybe been this guy. We've all been both roles maybe. So I flip him off, and I'm like, feeling the adrenaline, like I almost just died. And then I turn around and start to walk away. This guy, instead of just being like, "Ooh, I'm sorry," moving on, doesn't move his car, even though there are cars behind him. He stays where he was, stopped, and just lays on the horn. Just gets so angry that I was mad. He got mad that I got mad at him. Because apparently it was my fault that I got mad. I exaggerated a little bit too much for almost dying at the age of 19 prematurely. And he rolls down his window, and while never taking his hand off the horn, flips me off and just puts the pedal to the metal and just drives down the street, skids out, drives like 100 miles an hour down the street, all while holding the horn. And so look, holding the horn with one hand and one hand out the window, flipping me off. How was he steering? I don't know, maybe with his knees or something. But going like 100 miles an hour away because I upset him, which was ridiculous.
You wronged him.
So sometimes I get a little mad. Sometimes I get a little mad thinking that they're going to go home and tell their spouse or tell their friends this story from their perspective, and they're going to think that they were right. And that is not okay with me, even though I know it's small potatoes and it doesn't matter, but it's not okay with me.
I totally agree.
I digress.
Not okay with me either. Oh my God.
That is small potatoes.
Now I'm a little angry. Woo! Those guys sucked. I can't wait till we're 50 and just dumb.
Entitled 50-year-olds.
This entitled boomer status. I hope we're not boomers. I hope Gen Zers. I hope we are the generation that changes like what old people are like, and we're like cool, and we like get to wear cool clothes, and it's not like weird, and we're still hip.
We won't.
We won't be.
I think we'll do it. We won't be, but I always daydream that will be the case.
And we are out. Wow. Great episode, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
So proud of us.
So proud of us all. Us three.
So
Give
now
us a hand.
So now that we So now, before, when you heard us say that 2 of us were right, you're definitely aware who was right and who was wrong. I.e.,
Yes.
Spencer was
The
wrong.
one prevails.
It's not the narrative that we picked, but fine. This has been episode 2. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking with us. We've got more coming every other week.
Hey, guys.
What?
I'm looking
What?
for something.
What are you looking for?
Do you guys know what I'm looking for?
No. What are you?
What you searching for?
Yeah. I'm searching for a sign-off.
A sign off? Whatever for?
To close out our podcast.
What? You mean that hilarious show we just listened to?
Yeah, how do we end it?
Gee, I don't know. Do you know? I'm looking at the camera like Dora. Do you know how we should sign off the show?
Tell us what we should sign off, and maybe we'll talk about you on the podcast.
Yeah, we might even give you a little shout out. And if we pick your sign off to commit to for the rest of the show, then pat yourself on the back. I'm proud of you.
We're all proud of you.
Very proud.
See you later.